She thought I would never leave, but what I did next left everyone speechless. I'm Henry, 34, aerospace engineer. Been married to Sienna for 8 years. No kids. She always said her career came first, and I respected that. She's a paleontologist at the Natural History Museum here in Denver. Loves her job, loves the prestige of it. Loves telling people at parties about her PhD and her published papers on Cretaceous period fauna. I was proud of her. What a F-king idiot I was. The discovery was almost accidental. Last Thursday, I came home early from work. My project got postponed due to supplier issues, so I left the facility around 2 p.m. instead of my usual 6. Sienna's tablet was on the kitchen counter, plugged in and charging. It dinged with a message notification. The preview showed a heart emoji from RP, work. RP is Raj Patel. Her department head. Married with 3 kids. I wouldn't have thought anything of it. People send heart emojis all the time, right? Professional appreciation, friendly gesture, whatever. But something made me look closer. Maybe it was the way she'd been working late 4 nights a week. Maybe it was the new lingerie I found in her drawer last month that she never wore for me. Maybe it was the fact that she'd recently password protected her phone after years of us knowing each other's passcodes. Her tablet wasn't locked. She'd forgotten to set it up with a password. I opened the messages. The first thing I saw was a photo of my wife's tits. Sent yesterday at 1:47 p.m., when she was supposedly in a budget meeting. The message below it read, "Can't wait for Thursday. G thinks I'm at the conference in Boulder. Gee, that's me. Henry." Reduced to an initial and a laughing emoji. I scrolled up. 14 months of messages. Explicit photos. Meeting times. Hotel bookings. But worse than the sexual stuff were the conversations about me. G actually bought my conference excuse again. Man's too trusting for his own good. Sometimes I look at him at dinner and wonder how someone so brilliant at work can be so clueless at home. He made my favorite dinner last night. Felt a little guilty until I remembered how much better you taste. G's planning some big anniversary thing next week. Might have to F him just to keep him happy. At least with you, I actually want it. I sat there for 3 hours reading everything. Every single message. I took photos of the screen with my phone. Hundreds of them. Then I found her Google Photos account was logged in too. There was a hidden album. More photos. Videos. The timestamp on one video showed it was recorded in our bed. Our F-king bed. While I was at a conference in Houston. She came home at 6:30, her usual time when she wasn't working late. Kissed me on the cheek, asked about my day. I told her about the supplier delay, didn't mention coming home early. She said she was tired from her budget meeting. I nodded, smiled, said I'd order Thai food. We ate dinner. Watched Netflix. She fell asleep with her head on my shoulder, and I sat there thinking about how I'd kissed that mouth not knowing where it had been 4 hours earlier. That was Thursday. It's now Sunday. I've been going through the motions. Work. Home. Dinner. Bed. She has no idea. Yesterday, she mentioned the Boulder conference again. It's supposedly this Thursday through Saturday. 3 days away. I checked the museum's website. There is no conference. I called the museum pretending to be a vendor looking for Dr. Patel. The receptionist said, "Oh, Dr. Patel took Thursday through Saturday off for a personal matter." Personal matter. That's what they're calling my wife now. Here's the thing, I could confront her. I could scream, throw things, demand answers. But what would that accomplish? She'd cry, apologize, promise it meant nothing. Maybe she'd blame me somehow. Not attentive enough. Working too much. Not adventurous enough in bed. The usual BS cheaters say. Then what? Counseling? Trying to rebuild trust? F that. No. She made her choice 14 months ago. Now I'm making mine. I've already met with a divorce attorney. Paid the retainer in cash. Colorado is a no-fault state, but infidelity can affect alimony decisions. I make 3 times what she does. Without proof of her affair, I'd be paying her monthly for years. With proof? Different story. I've also discovered something interesting. The house, the one we bought together 5 years ago, has some paperwork issues. See, Sienna doesn't read SHT. She signs whatever I put in front of her. You handle the boring stuff, babe, she always says. Last year, when we refinanced, I had her sign a quitclaim deed along with all the other papers. Told her it was for the new mortgage terms. She signed it without question. The house is legally mine. Solely mine. She doesn't know. Our joint savings account has $47,000 in it. My bonus from the propulsion system patent I filed went in there. My overtime pay. My consulting fees, her contribution? Maybe $8,000 total over 3 years. She spends her money on clothes, her car payment, weekend trips with the girls. Wonder how many of those were actually with Raj. Tomorrow, I'm withdrawing $39,000. Leaving her the $8,000 she contributed. Fair's fair. But here's the beautiful part, her father's 65th birthday is in 6 weeks. Big party planned. Her whole family flying in from Boston and Sacramento. All her friends. She's been planning it for months. Rented out a private dining room at the Ritz-Carlton. She's giving the main toast. Daddy's perfect little girl, the successful doctor who made the family proud. I'm going to destroy her at that dinner. Not physically. Not violently. Just methodically, completely, and publicly. Every single person she cares about will know exactly who she is. And then I'm gone. She thinks I'm weak. That message proved it, too trusting for his own good. She thinks I'm some beta pussy who'll take whatever she dishes out because I love her. Because I'm steady, reliable Henry who handles the boring stuff and makes her favorite dinner. She's about to learn what happens when an engineer decides to dismantle something. I'll update after I execute the plan. 6 weeks. Update 1, the preparation phase, posted 2 weeks later. Since my last post, I've been busy. Some of you messaged saying I should just leave now, why wait, why the dramatic revenge? Others said I should reconsider, that revenge won't make me feel better. Respectfully, F off with that second sentiment. This isn't about feeling better. It's about justice. And preparation is everything. First, the financial moves. The $39,000 withdrawal went smoothly. Transferred it to my personal account at a different bank. Sienna hasn't noticed, she never checks the joint account. I pay all the bills from my checking anyway. She also doesn't know I've stopped contributing to the joint account. My direct deposit now goes entirely to my personal account. Second, evidence gathering. I hired a PI. Cost me $3,000, but worth every penny. He got photos of Sienna and Raj entering and leaving a Marriott downtown. Timestamps showing they were there for 3 hours on a Tuesday afternoon when she was supposedly at a faculty development workshop. Got them kissing in the parking garage. Got her car parked overnight at his apartment complex when his wife was visiting her parents with the kids. The PI also found something interesting. Raj has been charging their hotel rooms to his museum credit card, listing them as donor meeting expenses. That's fraud. Museum funds for F. King, my wife. I've documented everything. Third, the house situation. Met with my attorney again. The quitclaim deed is ironclad. Sienna signed away her interest in the property. Completely legal. She could contest it, claim she didn't know what she was signing, but that would require proving I deliberately deceived her. Good luck with that when she's been signing documents without reading them for 8 years. I have emails where she explicitly tells me to handle all the paperwork stuff. Fourth, I've been the perfect husband. Attentive. Loving. Supportive. Last week, she mentioned being stressed about a research paper deadline. I surprised her with a spa day. She posted about it on Instagram. Best husband ever. So lucky. The comments from her friends were all hearts and couple goals. And where can I find a Henry? Yeah, where can you find a man you can F over for 14 months while he pays your bills and rubs your feet? Good luck, ladies. She went to her fake Boulder conference last week. I played my part. Drove her to the airport. She actually took an Uber from there to Raj's place. I followed her on Find My iPhone before she turned it off. Texted her each night asking how the presentations were going. She sent me selfies from what looked like a hotel room, said the conference was exhausting but productive. While she was gone, I went through our entire house. Found more evidence. Receipt for lingerie hidden in her jewelry box, $400 from agent provocateur. Paid cash. Where'd that cash come from? I checked our ATM withdrawals. She's been taking out $300 to $500 every week for 6 months. Lunch money, she said. Parking fees. Nearly $8,000 in cash withdrawals. That's a lot of F. King parking. Also found birth control pills hidden in her vitamin bottle. Interesting, since she told me 6 months ago she was switching to an IUD. We haven't been using CNDMS because, married and monogamous. Except she's been raw dogging Raj while making sure she doesn't get pregnant, and letting me think we're trying for kids. Yeah, we'd started talking about kids. She said she wanted to wait another year. Now I know why. The birthday dinner is in 4 weeks. Invitations have gone out. 47 confirmed guests. Her parents, Harold and Margaret. Her brother Wesley and his wife. Her cousins. College friends, work colleagues, not Raj though, apparently even she's not that stupid. My parents aren't coming, told them I have food poisoning that weekend. They don't need to see this. I've been working on something special for the dinner. A tribute video. Celebrating Harold's 65 years. Been collecting family photos from Sienna's mom. Old videos from Wesley. Everyone thinks I'm such a devoted son-in-law. The video starts sweet, baby photos, graduation, wedding pictures. Then it transitions. See, I'm an engineer. I work with complex systems. I understand timing, precision, impact. Every system has a failure point. Every structure has a weakness. Sienna's weakness is her ego, her image, her daddy's approval. She's been extra affectionate lately. Last night, she initiated sex for the first time in 2 months. Probably guilt. Or maybe Raj was busy with his actual wife. I went through with it. Mechanically. She didn't notice the difference. Afterwards, she cuddled against me and said, "I love you, G." G, that's what she calls me to my face too. Same nickname she uses when she's mocking me to her lover. "Love you too," I said. And I meant it. I do love her. Or I love who I thought she was. But that person doesn't exist. Maybe never did. 2 more weeks of preparation, then 2 weeks of waiting. The hardest part isn't the acting. It's not the sex. It's not even seeing her every day. The hardest part is knowing that she's so confident in my ignorance, so sure of my blind devotion, that she doesn't even try to hide it well anymore. Last week, she came home with a hickey on her collarbone. Said it was a bruise from carrying boxes at work. I nodded, concerned, got her an ice pack. She thinks she's won. She has her stable provider husband and her exciting lover. Best of both worlds. The security and the thrill. The money and the passion. In 4 weeks, she'll have neither. Update 2, final preparations, posted 2 weeks later. 2 weeks until D-Day. The birthday dinner is locked in. 52 guests now. Sienna added some more work friends. The Ritz-Carlton reservation is confirmed. The tribute video is complete. I've watched it 17 times, tweaking the timing, the transitions. It's perfect. Some development since my last update. Raj's wife reached out to Sienna on Facebook. Apparently, she's suspicious. Sienna showed me the message, playing concerned friend. Raj's wife is being paranoid, thinks he's cheating. Can you believe it? Poor Raj, dealing with a crazy spouse. I almost laughed. Instead, I said, "That's terrible. Trust is so important in a marriage." She agreed, kissed me, went to text Raj about being more careful. I reached out to Raj's wife myself. Anonymous email from a burner account. Attached some of the tamer photos, just them entering the hotel, nothing explicit yet. Told her to check her husband's credit card statements for mysterious donor meetings. Planted the seed. She'll be primed for what's coming. The house situation is settled. All utilities are now in my name only. Changed the insurance policy too, removed her as beneficiary. My 401k, life insurance, everything, beneficiary is now my brother. She doesn't know. Why would she? I handle the boring stuff, remember? Found out something else. Sienna's been applying for jobs in other cities. Found the emails on her tablet, she still hasn't password protected it, arrogance or stupidity, not sure which. She's looking at positions in San Francisco, Austin, Miami. Senior positions that would require relocation. She's planning to leave me anyway. Probably waiting until after she gets a job offer, then she'll file for divorce, take half of everything, and start fresh with her reputation intact. The devoted wife who grew apart from her husband. Tale as old as time. Except that's not how this story ends. I've been documenting everything obsessively. Every receipt, every lie, every timestamp. I have a binder. 147 pages of evidence. Photos, credit card statements, text transcripts. It's organized chronologically with a table of contents. My attorney called it the most thorough documentation of infidelity he's ever seen. He also confirmed that the fraud angle with Raj's museum expenses could result in criminal charges. I'm holding that card for later. Had a close call last week. Sienna grabbed my phone to look something up, hers was charging. I'd forgotten I had photos of her messages in my gallery. Luckily, I'd moved them to a hidden folder. She handed the phone back without noticing anything. But it reminded me, no room for error now. She's been love bombing me lately. Cooking elaborate dinners, buying me little gifts, talking about vacation plans for next year. Yesterday, she brought up kids again. Maybe we should start trying after the holidays, she said. I think I'm ready, I agreed, smiled, kissed her forehead. Let her think there's a future. The video is on 3 separate USB drives. One in my office, one in my car, one in my gym locker. The divorce papers are in my briefcase, along with a cashier's check for $8,000, her portion of our savings. I've already arranged for a moving company to pack my things the day after the dinner. Storage unit is rented. Apartment lease starts November 1st. My exit strategy is flawless. Here's something f'd up. I'm sleeping better than I have in years. Once you accept that your life is a lie, that the person next to you is a stranger, there's a strange peace in it. No more wondering why she's distant. No more trying to fix things. No more anxiety about whether I'm enough. I know the truth now. She's a liar, a cheater, a fraud. And I'm done. Her father called me yesterday. Harold. Good man, worked his whole life as a firefighter, put 3 kids through college. He thanked me for organizing the video tribute. Said I was the son he never had. That hit different. He's about to watch his daughter get eviscerated at his own birthday party. But that's on her, not me. She chose this. I practice my speech in the car during my commute. It's short, precise. No rambling, no emotion. Just facts. I'll stand up after dinner, during the toast portion. Ask everyone to direct their attention to the screen for a special tribute. The first 4 minutes are beautiful, herald through the years, family memories, achievements. Then, at 4:17, it transitions. The first image is Sienna and Raj at the hotel. Then the texts. Then the credit card records. The videos she sent him. The messages mocking me. All dated, time-stamped, undeniable. Set to their song. Yeah, they have a song. Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton. She played it for me once, said it reminded her of us. Another lie. The video runs for 12 minutes total. I've disabled the TV's remote sensor, hardwired my laptop to override any input changes. Once it starts, it can't be stopped. I'll stand by the TV, divorce papers in hand, watching everyone watch the truth. Some of you might think this is too much. That I should just leave quietly, maintain dignity. But dignity isn't pretending this didn't happen. Dignity isn't letting her craft the narrative. Dignity is standing up and saying, this is what you did, and these are the consequences. She took 14 months of my life. Made me an unwitting fool in front of everyone who knew. Her museum colleagues probably knew. Raj's wife suspected. How many pitying looks have I missed? How many whispered conversations stopped when I entered rooms? No more. In 2 weeks, everyone will know exactly who Sienna Morrison really is. And I'll finally be free. The countdown begins. Update 3, the execution, posted 3 days after the dinner. It's done. I'm writing this from my new apartment. Sparse, but mine. Smells like fresh paint and freedom. The last 72 hours have been a hurricane, and I was the eye, calm, centered, while destruction swirled around me. The dinner was Saturday night. That morning, Sienna was radiant. Wore a new dress, $400, I know because I saw the credit card charge. Black, elegant, showed just enough cleavage to be tasteful. She spent 3 hours getting ready. Hair, makeup, nails. Looked beautiful. Like the woman I married. Like a stranger. We drove to the Ritz separately. She went early to check on arrangements. I arrived at 7 p.m., laptop bag in hand, USB drives in my pocket, divorce papers in my jacket. Hand steady. Heart rate normal. I wasn't nervous. Engineers don't get nervous about equations we've already solved. The private dining room was perfect. Candlelit, sophisticated. Round tables of 8, big screen at the front for the tribute. Harold and Margaret at the center table with us, Wesley, and Sienna's aunts. Everyone dressed up, champagne flowing, laughter echoing. Harold hugged me when I walked in. Strong grip for 65. Henry, my boy. Tonight's perfect. Thank you for everything. I hugged him back. Meant it. He's collateral damage in this, and I regret that. But wars have casualties. Dinner service began at 7:30. 5 courses. Sienna gave a touching speech between the salad and entree. Talked about her father's integrity, his honesty, how he taught her the importance of truth. I almost laughed. Managed to turn it into a cough. She sat down, squeezed my hand. Love you, she whispered. I know, I said. She didn't catch the Star Wars reference. Never did understand the things I loved. By 9 p.m., Everyone was loose. Wine, whiskey, warmth. Perfect atmosphere for a tribute video. I stood, tapped my glass. Room quieted. Before we get to dessert, I've prepared something special. A tribute to Harold, but also to family, to truth, to the bonds that connect us. Murmurs of appreciation. Sienna beamed, proud of her thoughtful husband. I connected the laptop, started the video. The first part was exactly what they expected. Baby Harold in 1959. Young firefighter Harold. Harold with Margaret on their wedding day. The kids growing up. Sienna's PhD graduation. Our wedding. Beautiful moments, perfectly edited. The room was transfixed. Some tears from the aunts. Harold wiped his eyes. At 4:17, the screen went black. Then. But sometimes, the people we love keep secrets. The first image, Sienna entering the Marriott, timestamp visible. 2:47 p.m., Tuesday, October 3rd. Confusion in the room. Someone gasped. Next image, Raj and Sienna kissing in the parking garage. His hand on her ass. Her wedding ring visible. What the F? Wesley stood up. The text started scrolling. I'd picked the worst ones. Can't wait to taste you again. My husband's so clueless it's almost sad. Your cock makes me forget I'm married. Henry's working late again. Come over. Sienna lunged for the laptop. I stepped in front of it. She tried to reach around me. Turn it off. Turn IT off. Sit down, I said. Calm. Cold. She slapped me. Hard. The room gasped. I didn't move. Didn't flinch. Sit. Down. Something in my voice made her step back. She was crying now, makeup running. Not pretty tears, ugly, desperate sobs. The video continued. The lingerie receipts. The hotel charges on Raj's museum card. The video she sent him, I'd censored it, just showed the thumbnail with her face visible, the timestamp showing it was filmed in our bedroom. Harold stood up. What is this? The truth, I said. Your daughter has been F-king her boss for 14 months. Margaret screamed. Actually screamed. Wesley had to catch her as she swayed. The messages kept scrolling. Her mocking me. Laughing about lying to me. Planning their next meetup while I was at work. The conference that didn't exist. It's not. I can explain. Sienna was babbling now. Explain what? I pulled out the binder. Dropped it on the table with a thud. Explain 147 pages of evidence? Explain the $8,000 in cash withdrawals? Explain the birth control you hid while telling me we were trying for kids? The room erupted. Wesley calling Sienna F-king whoa. Harold just staring, face gray. Margaret sobbing. Aunts whispering furiously. Sienna's college friends recording on their phones. I pulled out the divorce papers. Set them in front of Sienna with a pen. Sign them. Henry, please, we can. Sign. Them. She looked around the room. No sympathy. Her father wouldn't meet her eyes. Her mother was collapsed in a chair. Her brother looked disgusted. She signed. Hands shaking so hard she could barely hold the pen. I pulled out the cashier's check. $8,000. Your contribution to our savings. The house is mine, you signed it over last year. Your belongings will be in storage unit 447 at Secure Space on Wilmington. The code is your birthday. You can't. That's illegal. I'll sue. Try it. I have excellent documentation. Also, I turned to Harold. Raj has been billing their affair to the museum as donor meetings. That's fraud. I've already sent the evidence to the museum board and the IRS. Someone dropped a glass. It shattered. Nobody moved to clean it. I picked up my laptop, packed it away. Straightened my tie. Looked around the room one last time. Harold, Margaret, I'm sorry it happened this way. You deserved better. Wesley, you're a good man. Keep being one. Then I looked at Sienna. Mascara down to her chin. Hands still shaking. Wedding dress expensive as the one she'd wore to marry me. You were right about one thing, I said. I was too trusting for my own good. But you were wrong about everything else. I'm not weak. I'm not stupid. And I don't stay where I'm not valued. I walked out. Steady pace. Didn't run. Didn't look back. The valet brought my car. I could hear shouting from inside. Sienna's voice, shrill, desperate. Her father's, deep and angry. I drove home, my house, and found Sienna's car already there. She must have left right after me, speeding. She was in the driveway, still in the dress, still crying. Please. Henry, please. I love you. It meant nothing. I'll do anything. I walked past her. She grabbed my arm. I removed her hand. Not roughly. Just decisively. Anything? I asked. Yes. Therapy, counseling, whatever you want. I want you to leave my property. You have 10 minutes before I call the police. You can't do this. 8 years. We have 8 years. We had nothing. I had 8 years with a fiction. You had 8 years of using me. It's over. I went inside. Locked the door. She pounded on it for 5 minutes, then her car started. Drove away. Sunday morning, the text started. Her friends. How could you humiliate her like that? Block. Her mother. Henry, please reconsider. Block. Wesley. Bro, that was F. King Savage. She had it coming. Kept that one. Raj's wife called. Crying. Thanking me. She'd confronted him after getting my anonymous email. He confessed. She's filing for divorce, taking the kids, and her attorney loves the fraud angle. Raj's looking at criminal charges and losing his job. Sienna's lost hers too. Turns out the museum board doesn't appreciate their staff. F. King married subordinates and committing expense fraud. They terminated her Monday morning. No reference, no severance. She's staying with Wesley for now. He told me she hasn't stopped crying. Won't eat. Their parents won't speak to her. Harold's especially broken, his princess, his PhD daughter, exposed as a common cheater at his birthday dinner. The extended family is calling it the massacre at the Ritz. Someone leaked the video online. It's viral in our social circle. Am I proud of this? No. Satisfied? Completely. She thought I was weak. Predictable. A safety net who'd always catch her. She thought wrong. I'm 34 years old. Successful career. House in my name. Money in the bank. No kids tying me to a cheater. My whole life ahead of me. She's 31. Unemployed. Disgraced. Living with her brother. Lost her husband, her lover, her job, her reputation, and her family's respect in one night. I didn't break her. She broke herself. I just made sure everyone could see the pieces. To those saying revenge doesn't help, you're wrong. I sleep peacefully now. No more wondering, no more lies, no more pretending. Just truth, consequences, and freedom. To those saying I went too far, she kept another man in my bed while I was working to pay for that bed. There is no too far. To those supporting me, thanks. Your messages help during the dark moments. I'm done updating. This chapter is closed. Sienna can write her own story now. Maybe she'll call it I Thought He'd Never Leave. But I did. And I'm never looking back. Final update, 6 months later. Said I was done updating, but enough people asked for closure that I figured one final post wouldn't hurt. It's been 6 months. Spring in Denver. Life moves forward. The divorce was finalized 2 months ago. Sienna tried to contest the house situation, claimed coercion. Judge looked at 8 years of emails where she explicitly asked me to handle all paperwork and threw out her claim. She got the $8,000 and her personal belongings. Nothing else. No alimony, infidelity KLD that. She actually owes me $4,700 in credit card debt she racked up in those final weeks. Haven't pursued it. Not worth my time. Raj was terminated from the museum and charged with embezzlement. Pled down to misdemeanor misuse of funds. 6 months probation, $15,000 restitution to the museum. His wife took everything in their divorce, house, kids, retirement accounts. He moved back to Philadelphia, living with his parents at 38. Sienna left Denver. The video from the dinner had made rounds through the entire paleontology community here. No museum would touch her. Last I heard from Wesley, she's in Kansas, working as an adjunct professor at a community college. 3 classes per semester, no benefits, making maybe $20,000 a year. She who used to mock community college students at dinner parties. Wesley and I still talk. He says she's different now. Quiet. Aged 10 years and 6 months. Doesn't date. Doesn't socialize. Just teaches, goes home to her studio apartment, repeats. Their parents speak to her now, but it's strained. Harold still can't look her in the eye. The birthday video became family legend, the night Sienna destroyed herself and Henry walked away clean. Me? I'm good. Better than good. Started therapy, not for the divorce, but to understand why I missed the signs for so long. Turns out, when you're a problem solver by nature, you try to fix things that aren't your responsibility to fix. I'd been compensating for her shortcomings for years, making excuses, filling gaps. Classic engineer mentality, see a problem, solve it. But some problems aren't meant to be solved. Some people are just broken. I'm dating now. Nothing serious. A marketing director named Elaine, met her at a aerospace conference. She knows the whole story, hard not to when a Google search brings up Denver woman's affair exposed at father's birthday. Elaine thinks it was justified. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, she said on our third date. I like her directness. The house is mine, fully. Redecorated everything. Burnt the bed, literally. Had a bonfire in the backyard. Wesley came over with beer. We watched it burn while he told stories about how Sienna used to lie as a kid too. Small things, who broke mom's vase, who ate the last cookie. Pattern behavior. I just never saw it. Work's been great. The propulsion project that was delayed? Came through. Got promoted to senior principal engineer. 20% raise. Corner office. Sienna would have loved bragging about it at parties. Now she's teaching intro to earth science to kids who don't give a SHT about fossils. Someone asked if I regret the public exposure. No. Cheaters thrive in shadows. They depend on their partner's shame, silence, and desire to maintain dignity. F dignity, she chose to betray me publicly, every time she walked into a hotel, every time she kissed him in parking lots where anyone could see. The exposure was just returning the favor. Another person asked if I ever loved her. Of course I did. I loved the woman I thought she was. But that woman was a performance, a role she played to keep her safety net secure while she F-ked around. The real Sienna? The one in those texts, mocking me? I never knew her. 8 years with a stranger. Once I understood that, walking away was easy. The hardest part, honestly, was accepting that I was partially responsible. Not for her cheating, that's 100% on her. But for ignoring red flags, for handling everything so she never faced consequences, for enabling her irresponsibility. I built the very blind spot she exploited. Never again. New rule in my life, people show you who they are. Believe them. Actions over words, patterns over promises, behavior over BS. Sienna sent me a letter last month. Through Wesley, I have her blocked everywhere. 4 pages, handwritten. Apologies, explanations, desperate attempts to rewrite history. It wasn't really 14 months, the emotions didn't start until month 6. Raj manipulated me. I was going through a quarter-life crisis. You were always working. I felt neglected. I sent it back with 3 words written on the envelope, no excuses. Goodbye. Wesley said she cried when she saw it. Good. Tears are cheap. She had 14 months to cry over destroying our marriage. Instead, she laughed about it in text to another man. Some think I'm cold for not forgiving her. But forgiveness isn't owed. It's earned. And she's done nothing to earn it except cry about consequences. Never once has she acknowledged the cruelty of those texts, the mockery, the calculated deception. Just tears about losing her life. Not about destroying mine. But here's the thing, she didn't destroy me. She revealed me. The cold, calculating part? That was always there, just never needed. I'm an engineer. I solve complex problems. She became a problem. I solved it. The man who made her favorite dinners while she F-ked another man? He's dead. Burnt with the bed. The man writing this? He's who I actually am. Strategic. Decisive. Intolerant of disrespect. Immune to manipulation. Some would say I became cruel. I say I became clear. Sienna thought she was trading up, keeping stable Henry while F-king exciting Raj. Classic cake eater mentality. But she miscalculated one critical variable. She assumed I'd never find out. Or worse, that if I did, I'd forgive her. That my love would override my self-respect. Love without self-respect isn't love. It's dependency. And I'm nobody's dependent. Final thoughts. To the cheaters reading this, your partner isn't as stupid as you think. Your excuses aren't as convincing as you believe. Your deception isn't as clever as you imagine. You're one unlocked tablet, one suspicious charge, one overheard call away from destruction. And when it comes, not if, when, remember that you chose this. To the betrayed reading this, you don't owe them discretion. You don't owe them dignity. You don't owe them a soft landing. They fired the first shot when they cheated. Retime continue edit epilogue. 1 year later. Wasn't planning on writing again, but today marks exactly 1 year since the dinner. The anniversary of destruction, Wesley calls it. He texted me this morning, "Happy nuclear winter day, brother. We've become actual friends this past year, bonded by the bizarre trauma of that night." I'll make this the true final update. Sienna tried to KL herself 3 months ago. Pills. Wesley found her, got her to the hospital in time. She's alive, in therapy now, on medication. I found out through Harold, who called me crying. An old firefighter who'd seen everything, sobbing on the phone about his broken daughter. "I don't blame you," he said. "I need you to know that. She did this. But my baby girl tried to die, Henry." I sat with that for a long time. Did I feel guilty? No. Responsible? No. Sad? Yes. The woman I married, whatever she became, tried to end her life. That's tragic. But it's not my burden to carry. She made choices. Those choices had consequences. Her inability to live with those consequences isn't my fault. I sent Harold a message. I hope she gets the help she needs and finds peace. That's all. No more, no less. I meant it. Wesley tells me she's different now. Not just quiet, hollow. Goes to therapy 3 times a week. Takes her medication. Teaches her classes. Goes home. No friends. No social media. No attempts at dating. Just existence. The suicide attempt cost her the teaching job. Mental health leave, they called it, but everyone knew she wasn't coming back. She works retail now. Target. Stocks shelves overnight. The woman with the PhD in paleontology, who used to lecture about prehistoric ecosystems, now arranges shampoo bottles at 3 a.m. Wesley asked me once if this is what I wanted. If this level of destruction satisfied me. I wanted truth, I told him. Everything else is just aftermath. And that's accurate. I didn't set out to destroy her life. I set out to end a lie. The destruction was collateral damage from the explosion of truth. She built her life on a foundation of deception. When the foundation crumbled, everything fell. But here's something I've realized in therapy, I was angrier about the mockery than the cheating. The sex with Raj was betrayal, but the text laughing at me? That was cruelty. She didn't just betray our marriage, she made me the punchline of her joke with another man. That's what I can't forgive. Won't forgive. My therapist asked if I thought the punishment fit the crime. I asked him if he'd ever been laughed at by someone he loved while they were inside someone else. He admitted he hadn't. Then he had no frame of reference for the crime, so he couldn't judge the punishment. Life update, Elaine and I are officially together. Moved in together last month. She's nothing like Sienna. Reads contracts before signing. Checks the joint account weekly. Asks questions about my work and actually listens to the answers. Doesn't call me G or any cutesy nickname. Just Henry. My name. She's also fiercely independent. Makes her own money, pays her half, has her own friends, her own hobbies. No codependency. No handling things for her. We're partners, not parent and child. It's refreshing. We're planning a trip to Iceland. Northern Lights. Something I always wanted to do, but Sienna thought was too cold and boring. Elaine's already bought thermal gear and downloaded astronomy apps. She wants to understand what we're seeing. Curious. Engaged. Present. The house is on the market. Too many memories, even with the redecorating. Elaine and I are buying something together. Both names on everything. Equal investment, equal ownership, equal responsibility. The way it should be. Raj disappeared completely. LinkedIn deleted, no social media presence. Someone from the museum told me he's in Indiana, working for his brother's construction company. Manual labor. From department head to hauling lumber. His ex-wife remarried, a cardiologist. Their kids call the new guy dad now. Raj gets supervised visitation once a month. The museum, ironically, offered me Sienna's job. They need someone to handle donor relations, and apparently, my attention to detail impressed them. I declined. I build rocket engines, not relationships with rich people who like dinosaurs. Someone leaked the full video online last month. Not me, probably someone from the dinner. It went properly viral this time. TikTok, Twitter, Reddit. Millions of views. The most savage divorce reveal ever. Comments range from calling me a hero to calling me a psychopath. Both might be right. Sienna's story became a cautionary tale in certain circles. There's a Reddit post called "Don't Be a Sienna" that lists red flags of cheating. Wesley showed me. Couldn't help but laugh. She became a verb for f-king up your life through arrogance. But here's the complicated part, I did love her. Even knowing what she was, who she really was, part of me loved the 8 years we had. Or the 8 years I thought we had. The Sunday mornings, the shared jokes, the planning for a future. It wasn't all fake. It couldn't have been. Nobody's that good an actor for that long. My therapist says this is normal. Grieving the relationship while hating the person. Missing the good while acknowledging it was poisoned by the bad. Human complexity. What I've learned. Trust but verify. Blind trust is stupidity dressed as virtue. People tell you who they are in small ways. The way they treat waiters. How they talk about exes. Whether they read contracts. Pay attention. Love isn't enough. Respect is mandatory. Without respect, love becomes exploitation. Consequences aren't cruelty. They're justice. You can't save someone from themselves. Sienna's destruction was self-inflicted. I just made sure everyone saw it. The strangest part? I'm grateful it happened. Not the pain, not the betrayal, but the revelation. I was sleepwalking through life, accepting less than I deserved, enabling someone's worst impulses. The explosion woke me up. Made me better. Sharper. More aware. Would I do it again? Every single time. Maybe with less collateral damage to Harold and Margaret, but the public exposure? Absolutely. Cheaters rely on shame and silence. I gave her neither. Final message to Sienna, though I know she'll never read this. You were right about one thing, I was too trusting for my own good. But wrong about why. I trusted that you were fundamentally decent. That beneath the ego and materialism, you had integrity. That was my mistake. You were exactly who you showed yourself to be in those texts. A cruel, selfish woman who confused my kindness for weakness. But here's what you never understood about engineers. We learn from failures. Every crash, every malfunction, every system breakdown teaches us something. You were my system failure. And I've rebuilt better, stronger, smarter. Your life is destroyed. Mine is enhanced. You're stocking shelves at Target. I'm designing systems that'll reach Mars. You're in therapy learning to live with shame. I'm in therapy optimizing my potential. You lost everything. I lost nothing of value. The last thing you said to me was you can't do this. But I did. And I'd do it again. Because you confused my steadiness for weakness, my reliability for stupidity, my love for blindness. I wasn't any of those things. I was an engineer who discovered a flaw in his life's design. So I fixed it. Removed the broken component. You. Goodbye, Sienna. This is the last time I'll ever write or think about you. You're not even a cautionary tale anymore. Just a footnote in my story. A bug I patched. A problem I solved. And to everyone reading this, know your worth. Demand respect. Accept no mockery. And when someone shows you who they are through their actions, believe them. Don't be a Sienna. But more importantly, don't be the old me. Be the version that rises from the ashes, burns the bridge, and never looks back. I'm marrying Elaine next spring. Small ceremony. Wesley's my best man. Harold and Margaret are invited. They've become like surrogate parents this past year, checking on me, sharing dinners. They lost a daughter but gained clarity about who she really was. Sometimes the truth is worth more than comfortable lies. The wedding will be simple. Honest. Real. Everything my first one wasn't. And Sienna won't even be a ghost at the feast. Just nothing. A void where a person used to be. A reminder that sometimes the best revenge isn't destroying someone, it's forgetting they ever mattered at all. This is Henry, signing off for the last time. The engineer who solved his biggest problem, her. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.